All right. Well, we got some time to do one more story. What do you think?
All right, let's do one more.
All right. Ozzy Ace sent this one over.
Okay.
This is another near and dear to our heart subject.
Okay.
California is the second most expensive U.S. Let's see. San Francisco, California is the most expensive U.S. city to live in.
Okay.
It's also awash with human waste. This year, over 16,000 feces-related complaints have been lodged with the city authorities.
Ugh. Gross.
Now, here's the thing.
Okay.
Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House.
Speaking of feces.
Yes. She represents San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
How does she keep getting reelected?
That is anybody's guess.
Yeah. As of Thursday, there have been 16,022 complaints made about feces and thousands of others made using words like shit, poop, and excrement to San Francisco's municipal authorities.
All right.
Human feces still not cleaned up despite multiple complaints. How many weeks will pass, reads one of the complaints lodged on Wednesday. Bodily fluids and feces down the whole street, garbage, cloth, food, thrown all over the sidewalks, reads another. Homeless encampments are blocking the sidewalks and creating a health hazard with trash and feces. Please move them and send a cleaning crew. Sidewalk is impassable, forcing pedestrians into the street, reporting one user. His complaint accompanied with a photo of a tent pitched under a tree in the city's Central Mission District. San Francisco residents can make a non-emergency 311 municipal complaint with the touch of a button thanks to a website and a mobile app.
Great.
Complaints can attach photos as proof, and the authorities send a notification when the problem is resolved. Many of the complaints are connected to the city's homeless problem. Rent in the city averages over $3,500 a month.
Great.
That's twice what you were paying when you lived there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Pricing out all but the highest earners and creating a city of wealthy tech employees on one side and teeming homeless underclass on the other.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you just got to move.
Yeah, if there was shit in my street always, I think I'd move.
Well, sometimes the homeless has got to move.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, if you're priced out of your city and you don't have a job, sometimes you have to go find the opportunity somewhere else.
Yeah, without shit in the street,
Yeah,
hopefully.
that's what I've done. I've moved all over the country due to opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, the opportunity's not here anymore. Yeah, I got to move over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's where an opportunity is.
Mm-hmm.
There are an estimated 7,500 homeless people in San Francisco at any given time, almost 1% of the city's 871,000 population. Elsewhere in California, the problem is almost as grave, with more than 1/4 of the U.S. homeless population living in the state. So they got one state has 25% of all the homeless.
That's good. Seems reasonable.
The city's seedy underbelly leaves behind other forms of hazardous waste, too. A February NBC report revealed that in addition to feces, downtown San Francisco is polluted with more garbage and used syringes than some of the world's poorest slums.
Okay. So it's worse than India.
Yeah, it's worse than India.
Nice.
Dr. Lee Riley, an infectious disease expert at the University of California in Berkeley, told NBC reporters that some of the parts of the city, the contamination is much greater than communities in Brazil or Kenya or Italy.
Okay.
Getting stuck by a used needle can pass on diseases like HIV, hepatitis B and C. San Francisco is one of the largest HIV-positive populations in the U.S. I hate to sit here and laugh about this, but this is nothing new.
No.
An estimated 16,010 people living with the disease.
Great.
Here's a clue for you. Stop fucking each other in the ass without a condom.
Yeah.
How's that for you?
Yeah, and if you look in and it looks like it hasn't been wiped, don't put your dick in it.
Yeah, don't put your dick in it at all.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, when you were growing up, wasn't the stigma that, aren't you from San Francisco, if you were just kidding people about being gay?
Of
Yeah,
course.
you probably lived in San Francisco. Again, that was 30 plus years ago. And we're still complaining about it today as if this is like something new.
Right.
This is just dumb.
Mess. It's just a mess.
It is. The extent of San Francisco's human waste problem was graphically illustrated last week with photos of a 20-pound bag of excrement abandoned on the street corner going viral.
Nancy Pelosi visited?
She didn't go look at it, I guess.
She is it.
A 20-pound bag of shit?
She is a 20-pound bag of shit.
Oh, my God.
It's indicative of their representation.
Yeah.
It really is.
The city received several 311 complaints about the bag as a citizen reported a strong smell of feces in the area. One Reddit user described the bag as the most atrocious smell I've ever smelled in San Francisco.
What, were they walking up on this thing and taking a whiff?
I think it was I just think it was radiating a stench.
Hey, well, let me go. Hey, there's a bag there. What is that?
It's like I keep getting this whiff, and all of a sudden, oh my God, there's like a 20-pound bag of shit.
Why does my street smell like a garden? Fuck. Ah!
Could you imagine being a high-tech person living, working in Silicon Valley and making, say, $250,000 a year, and you walk out of your house and there's a 20-pound bag of shit out on your sidewalk? I think I'd be furious.
They should stack all these 20-pound bags of shit at Facebook. Here you go, fuckies.
Complaints about human waste in San Francisco have skyrocketed. Wasn't the Salon article say that using the term skyrocketed was fear-mongering?
Yeah, it is.
Increasing by 400% from 2008 to 2018, according to the city. The 311 site and the app received more than 21,000 reports last year at the current rate. That figure will be more than doubled by the end of 2018.
Okay, good.
The problem is starting to hit the Garden Gate City where it hurts too. This week, a major medical association decided to pull its annual convention out of the city, citing safety concerns.
Nice.
The convention was expected to draw 15,000 attendees and bring $40 million into the city's economy, but the organizers told the San Francisco Chronicle that the members were afraid to walk the streets and felt threatened by open drug use, unchecked mental illness, and threatening behavior from the city's vagrant population.
And that awful smell in the streets.
Yeah, they were not prepared to bring waiters to walk from their car to the convention centers.
None of them had a rake to walk down the street. Shovel.
Twitter users have not been shy about their disgust with the city's problems, with many blaming of the Democrat leadership for allowing the problem to fester.
Yeah, well, you know what? Fuck Twitter. Not that I'm against what they're saying, but fuck Twitter. Who cares what Twitter says? Fuck Twitter.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I'm sitting by the dock of the bay, watching the poo roll away.
Sitting by the dock of the gay.
Yeah.
Shitting time.
Exactly.
Oh,
San Francisco has grappled with homeless since the 1970s with the shortage of housing, deindustrialization, welfare cuts, and gutting the city's middle class through high taxes and gentrification, all getting blamed for the problem. No, the problem is that you guys won't enforce any kind of laws.
Yeah.
Attempting to fix the situation have thus proven unsuccessful. The temporary shelters opened by Dianne Feinstein in the late 70s were underfunded and buckled under demand, while the aggressive crackdown of Frank Jordan and Willie Brown in the 1990s and the 2000s drew public backlash and alienated the city's liberal voters.
Yeah, pal.
The city has not had a Republican mayor since 1964. Recently elected Mayor London Breed has faced even more urgent calls to address the issue before business and tourism are scared away for good. Industry leaders have encouraged the mayor-elect to increase police patrols, enforce panhandling laws, and fund mental health services, with tourism bringing in as much as $9 billion per year. Failing to clean up the streets could bankrupt the city by the bay.
I could see that too, because I obviously lived near there, and I went to San Francisco a lot to see the different sites and stuff. But I wouldn't go there now.
Yeah, why would you?
I can't imagine walking on the wharf or any of that shit, or going to the aquarium, or the wharf itself is a big attraction, and all those shops and stuff that are down there. Why would you go there for that now?
Well, why would you go there at all?
Yeah, and especially now. I mean, back then it was kind of fun. But you didn't have to fight with homeless people to walk into a fucking restaurant or a store or anything.
Yeah, but that was 30 years ago, Chris.
I know. I mean, I'm old. I get it.
No, I'm not saying that. It's just that these issues could have been headed off decades ago.
Well, they didn't. They just flat out didn't occur decades ago.
No, they started decades ago. They just never addressed it. They let it, get to this point now.
I guess. Maybe it was just where I was, because when I would go to the Fisherman's Wharf was the big thing.
Yeah, of course.
We'd go down there, and it was there was never any homeless people around, and I think I've mentioned I have a gay cousin that lives right outside of San Francisco. He used to take me to go and eat at all the different places all around San Francisco, all the fucking faggy food places, and great food. Don't get me wrong. I had no problem. I loved it. But, we were never accosted by fucking homeless people or faggy guys, trying to score whatever.
Booty
or drugs or any of that.
Let me get all up in that ass.
We never had none of that. That shit just wasn't happening back then. And yeah, I don't know what they've decided to do the last 20, 30, but what's weird is how I watch Live PD a lot?
Yeah, of course.
Well, they do a lot of coverage from Salinas, which is Salinas is what?
A little south.
South?
Yeah, a little south, yeah.
There's never any homeless people. There's never any homeless people on that show. And they do that show in real time, so if there were homeless people, they would probably, come up on them at some point, robbing a convenience store or some shit, or just refusing to come out, or wiping their ass with a potato chip bag or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they never have any of that shit. Just 20 miles away, it's not a problem. It's like it's all isolated itself in San Francisco. It's weird how that has worked out like that. I wonder if San Jose is like that too now.
Well, I think it has to do with the municipality and their laws that they choose to enforce.
Right.
And I think, San Francisco has been increasingly a liberal bastion, a liberal haven. And even in that article, it said when, the previous mayors tried to enforce, they were met with outrage. How dare you?
Shock, outrage.
Yeah, exactly. So they were just like, yeah, okay, because it said the liberals were outraged. How dare you enforce the law on this poor homeless man?
It's discriminating against him.
Exactly.
People stink.
I agree, and that's where the problems lie.
How about this? Sometimes you should discriminate against people.
I agree.
You just should. If you can't take care of everybody. I mean, homeless guys, there's programs. They could go to programs. They can go get some clothes. They can get fucking some kind of job training. There's usually all those programs for people. And they just don't choose to do it. And a lot of times it's because they're fucking crazy. I get that. And there should be something to scoop up the crazy ones and fucking get them off the street. But, a lot of homeless people, I don't want to say all of them, but a good amount of them, they're not crazy. They're just they've just settled.
Well, I read an article this week that Las Vegas is now dealing with a lot of homeless issues.
Snake Man?
And one of the things that they've come to find when dealing with the homeless is that when they've tried to do something for them, they don't want any help. They don't want to do anything. It's like, well, let us move you to a shelter. Let us do this. No, I don't want to.
Yeah.
And so now, because of that, they've outlawed sleeping in the streets.
Okay.
And now people are all up in arms about that. It's just like, well, you're affecting our business district, and you're affecting our, our tourism and our casinos and this and that. And it's just like, we can't have this here.
Right. No, dude, when I worked a job on East 9th Street in Cleveland, which for people that don't know, that's like I would say that's probably the main street of downtown Cleveland.
Yeah, it's one of them. Yeah, sure.
And I worked down the street, maybe 10, 15 blocks from the Indians, where the Indians play, Jacobs Field, or now whatever it's called, but back then it was Jacobs Field. So I used to hang out till about 6 and then I would go to catch an Indians game. Game started at 7 o'clock. My friend Kurt, his company always had really good seats. They were a law firm, so they had the real nice box seats.
Yeah, of course.
Where you'd get a meal and everything else. So we would hang out, and then we would go over to the game and grab a meal and grab some beers and watch the baseball games. Well, as I would walk up the street, you get closer and closer to the field, and you run into more people, more vendors selling bootleg T-shirts and shit, and more homeless guys. And every day, there was this one homeless guy. He's in a wheelchair, and he was a Vietnam guy, and I always felt bad for the guy. But I never gave him money because I just had kind of a rule that you don't reach in your pockets for the homeless guy, because that's when they hit you in the fucking head with a wrench or something and fucking steal your kidney is.
Charlie the Unicorn.
Charlie the Unicorn once
said,
said,
they stole my kidney.
Station. but no, so I never gave him anything. Finally, one afternoon, I don't know what I was thinking, but I was feeling particularly generous. So the guy was like, "Hey, got a couple bucks for me, buddy? Got a couple bucks for me?" And I was like, "I don't, but I'll buy you a sandwich." I was like, it was right over by Cooperstown, which was pretty much directly across the street. And I told the guy, I said, "I'll buy you a sandwich." This guy lit me up like I had just said, "I want to fuck your mother." He's like, "Fuck you, giving me fucking charity. I'm not asking for fuck." I was like, what do you think asking for money is? He's like, "Well, you shouldn't dictate how I spend my money." I was like, "You're not spending my money." And then I was like, "You know what? Fuck you. Care if you did serve in the fucking war. Good for you. Thanks for your service. Now go fuck yourself."
Yeah. How dare you dictate how I spend my money?
And that's what he said to me. "How dare you dictate how I spend my money?" I was like, "Fuck you. Then you get nothing, you fucking asshole."
Yeah.
I'm sure the next guy gave him a 10 because I was mean to him. Yeah, don't you know that's what happened.
Of course.
Some asshole behind me came up and said, "Oh, that guy was a real dick to you. Here's a $10 bill."
Yeah, okay.
And he bought a fucking bottle of Mad Dog. Sat there at the fucking corner drinking Mad Dog, hoping nobody rolled him out in the street. Fucking asshole.
All right, well, that's going to do it for another show.
Here we go. That was quick.
Went fast, fast, fast.
Sure did.
All right, well, we're going to get out of here. We'll be back next Saturday. We'll do this thing all over again. I'm going to leave you with some Brittany Fox.
All right.
From their Long Way to Live.
Okay.
And this is one of my favorite tunes off here. Tommy Paris does a spectacular vocal job on this. So here it is. It's Brittany Fox with Turn On. So until next Saturday night, this is Neely along with my very good friend
Chris Aiken.
And we're gone.
Bye, kids.